Hey you guys, I'm back. This is Save Time with Tori. I dropped a video earlier today, so if you see the same fit and everything, then it's the same day. But I had to do my second video a little bit further out than the first one because it was getting hot. My car was getting hot. I was getting hot. This is like my second one for today. Like they making money off me today. But anyway, today's topic. Well, this particular video topic is going to be called Date Your Type, which is kind of like pretty straightforward. Like, basically date your type. Like, stop dating guys that are not what you are looking for. So if you want a romantic man that's going to woo you, give you surprise gifts, and sweep you off your feet, open doors, treat you like a princess, you know, put you first and things like that, I suggest you not go to the goddamn streets and pick the damn dope dealer, because 9 times out of 10 he ain't about to do none of that. Like, he gonna give you the bare minimum and that's it. Like, don't go find like this nonchalant ass man. I got a video about that too. Go check it out. It wasn't that long ago, so you ain't really gotta scroll that long. But anyway, don't pick no nonchalant man that's whatever. I guess, you know, that's not like putting thought and, you know, consideration into, you know, the way he moves and the things that he does. So you're just kind of wasting your time. You know, if you want a funny man, you know, don't date a serious man that's like a stick in the mud, that's like takes everything serious and that don't know how to laugh and don't, you know how to have a good time. They're just, you know, strictly business, or like, you know, just want to keep things, you know, by the books. They're not spontaneous and things like that. Like, because you're gonna have a miserable time with a man like that, because, you know, you're gonna want to be goofy and, you know, do, you know, funny stuff and interesting stuff, and, you know, you're gonna want to live your life out loud. Meanwhile, you know, this person over here is like, okay, we gotta be here by 12 and here at 1 o'clock, and, you know, like, oh, you know, you're spending too much money, stop. You know, they're just like particular about every little thing. Then, you know, it's going to become a problem after a while. You might think you can deal with it, but then after a while you're like, hey, you know, he doesn't laugh at anything. You know, hey, you know, he's like, he takes everything too seriously. You know, I crack a joke and, you know, if he doesn't crack a smile, I mean, if you ain't funny, you ain't funny. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, y'all know those men that look basically just too damn serious, pretty much. The minute you settle for fuck shit is when you get unhappy. Like, if you know this man ain't giving you what you need or what you want or whatever it is that you're looking for, if they're not able to provide it for you. Now, I'm not saying a man is going to be perfect. Like, let's just, you know, clear the air right here, because, like, you're not going to get 100%. You're not going to get 100% of what you need in one person. Now, that's just facts. Now, that's why, well, I don't know if I want to say this, but give me a second. Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Okay, I ain't I'm a fool, but anyway. The point is that, I forgot where I'm going with this, but, like, I think that some men play the field a very long time because, excuse me, I feel that they think they're gonna find like this magical ass unicorn all in one person. Now, they go for male and females. Give me a second. Shit went down the wrong pipe. But anyway, so, you know, that's why a lot of them get, you know, married real late in the game, because, oh, I can find better. Oh, she's lacking X, Y, and Z. So now, you know, they're still. But anyway, the point is that they're looking for this perfect person dropped down on earth by God, and you're not gonna find that. Your person is gonna be missing something, just as long as that something is like minuscule. In other words, it needs to be something that you can deal with, that's not that, you know, much of a deal breaker that, you know, you can kind of overlook But if it's something major, if it's something that you really require in order to be happy, and like if you don't have it, you know, it might dictate, you know, certain parts of the relationship, then, you know, I suggest you not continue, because right now you might think you can do it, but then a year down the line, the shit starts getting on your damn nerves, and now you can't deal with it. Now, you know, you got kids involved and all this other shit, and now, like, you already got too much on your plate, so, like, dealing with some extra nonsense, like, just doesn't add up at this point. It might have added up before, but now shit done got real. It's no longer adding up, but all in all, you'll feel like you're unfulfilled in some type of way, and then that's like when, you know, people start stepping out and cheating. That's when the work husbands and all that shit comes in at, and, you know, like, it just creates just room for bullshit to happen. And, you know, you want your relationships to be healthy and not toxic, but, you know, a lot of times when a person's not getting what they're looking for, this goes both ways, men and women. So, you know, when a person's not, you know, getting what they're looking for, and then they're out in the streets, and then they see, you know, other people that are, you know, exhibiting, you know, the traits that they're looking for, and so now they're, you know how your devil's at work, so, you know, now you're starting to, like, gravitate towards, you know, other options. It just leaves room for cheating. Let's just sum this shit up. It leaves room for cheating when you know, you're settling. That's pretty much what you're doing. You're settling for, you know, something that you really know, you know, is not going to fulfill you in the end. But, you know, if you want to live a luxurious life, like if you're a high maintenance, bougie, you know, like, you know, you like nice things and you like to spend money, don't, like, get with no man who's, like, doing the most, like Mr. Krabs and Scrooge McDuck. I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember Scrooge off of the DuckTales and shit like that, but I guess I just told my age. But anyway, give me a minute. I gotta get my life together. But anyway, if you give it a cheap man, you ain't gonna get none of that. He gonna give you pretty much the bare minimum, whatever he can afford, or whatever he in his head think he can afford, or whatever he wants to give you, pretty much. But anyway, like, don't, you know, because every time you start swiping his card, he gonna give you that look like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, he's gonna do the Fred Sanford, pretty much, you know, have a heart attack. But the point is that, you know, date your type. Like, your type needs to be your type, not like somebody else's type, not the type that your mama told you, not the type that society told you, not even the type that I tell you. You know what I mean? Whatever your type is, that's who the hell you need to be fucking with, pretty much. If you're an emotional person, you know, if you cry at the drop of a hat, if you're, you know, you're watching, you know, tear-jerking movies, and, you know, you're just a big baby, pretty much. You know, we all know that one person that just take everything, you know, to the heart, start crying. You know, my daughter's actually like that. Like, she do the most. But anyway, you need to be with a person that is, you know, compassionate, understanding, sympathetic, you know, giving out lots of hugs and kisses and reassurance and things like that. Because if you with a motherfucker that don't give a fuck, oh, suck it up, well, you know, this is life, you know, deal with it. You know, if you with like a stern type of, you know what I'm saying, like, just, they're more logical, and they're you know, they're not as emotional as you are. Or you can be with like a, you know, a man that's gonna make you snap out of them, like, hey, you know, like, cut the shit out, you know, like, let's, you know, pick our feet up and keep going, you know, in a stern but still, you know, nice way, you know, basically, you know, kind of like your mom would say it, not necessarily like some people out in the goddamn streets. But either way, if you know you're a big ass crybaby, then, you know, getting with the man that don't give a fuck will be like a pretty much a nightmare, because every time you start crying, he's gonna walk out the room. So when you're looking for reassurance, you're gonna get the opposite. So, you know, like, that doesn't quite work out too well, and then in the end, you're gonna feel like that person is ignoring your feelings, when in actuality, they just don't think the same way you think. And if you, and the opposite, like if you know you fly off the handle a lot, you know you got a mouth on you, you like excuse me, you like to talk shit, and you know you just kind of little too spicy, then you need a man that's gonna put you in check. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, or a man that knows how to calm you down. One of the two. It just depends. You know, the dynamic sometimes is different depending on, you know, the situation. But you know, if you're up here, you're on 10, your man can't be on 10 too. Like, it's just too many 10 where you been. But the point is, like, yin and yang, you have to balance each other out. Like, because it's not going to work if you doing the most, he doing the most, then both y'all ass sitting in jail looking cray. But, if you know you want kids, and this man over here doesn't seem to express too much interest in, you know, procreating and family stuff like that, then why in the hell, no, the camera didn't freeze. Why in the hell would you, like, try to get pregnant by this man, try to, you know, even attempt anything like that? I got a video on that too. Go check it out. It was about 2 months ago or something. I don't motherfucking know. But anyway, like, don't trap no man with no baby if they don't want no baby. Date your type. If you're looking for kids, you're looking for a family man, you need to find a dad that's already active in their kid's life, or a man that has already expressed interest in starting a family. Don't try to, like, manipulate anybody into doing anything, because what's going to happen is the baby's going to be born and you're going to be by your damn self, or damn near by yourself. You're going to pop in whenever he fucking feel like it, not whenever you want him to. And then if you're like a health conscious person, you know, if you like to work out, or if you're vegan, or if you go to the gym a lot, or if you don't eat this, don't eat that, you know, whatever the case may be when it comes to health. Like, if this other person, if you're a vegan and they still eat meat, shit gonna go left at some point, because you're gonna try to convince them to not eat it, and they're gonna, you know, convince you to start eating meat. Or you might get mad at him for, you know, I don't know. The shit just gonna go left. Like, certain couple dynamics should never be put together, because in the end, you know, it's never, it never works. But anyway, that's pretty much the video. Date your type. Whatever you're looking for, don't settle for anything less than that, or your happiness and, you know, your livelihood is pretty much gonna depend on it. But anyway, this is Save Time with Tori, and I do what? I save you time from the bullshit. Okay, bye.